working this. This is in my way, but you can't see that, which is good. Let's get into it. Let's see what he's got. So we have the Alolan Aslash, and the Alolan Aslash is at 11, 15, 15. We have the Shadow Lugia. Shadow Lugia in Grey League on the Switch here, which is at 13, 15, 13. So as caught, not traded, which I've got a problem with, to be fair. Lugia is Lugia. Lugia is actually thick in all leagues. And then we have the dubious Jellicent at the bottom. Since it got Surf, it's suddenly become a bit of a troublesome pick. The Hex there is working fine on there, which is quite a fun, and he's at a 10, 12, 14. So you'll see on the left hand side, we have actually added the IVs and the Pokemon for you. A couple of people said that they'd much rather see that. That's kind of what you're looking for. So okay, that's fine. We'll make sure to have that for you there. So we have changed the setup a little bit. I hope you enjoy. And we're going to get into the matches and see how well he does. So let's bring out the Lugia. There was a bit of a weird switch at the start, but we've kind of given them a display. And then what have we got in the back? What is that? I cannot see that. I cannot see what that is. And welcome to Caesar Productions. So we have another breakdown from the one and only PokeGods bows to me. He put one us in last week, so I got him to send me one in this week as well, and he was more than happy to send it in, and I was more than happy to shoutcast it as well. There were a few mistakes in the last one. There were definitely some mistakes. Aurorus was not using Meteor Beam, which means any buffed Weatherboy I was talking about was incorrect, which also means any Meteor Beam I was talking about was also incorrect. They were actually Ancient Parts. So we're going to go through this breakdown. We're going to do better than we did last time. I haven't watched these. This is why I say that. So I haven't watched these yet. I'm going to watch these matches now as I break them down. So I'm going to do the more real shoutcast, put it together, feel a bit more of an honest opinion. I'm not a legend player yet. As I'm someone that's progressing, it really helps me and my knowledge to be able to get these videos and people want me to break them down, which is really good for me because it helps me. It helps me learn the count, it helps me with the moves, it helps me with the backcourse, it helps me with my gameplay. So I do this so that I can progress further from vet. So we've got to vets at this stage. Let's see if we can get a bit further. And I'm hoping with people like PokeGod bows to me and people like that that are willing to send me their content, I will be able to progress a little bit further by using their content to be able to bounce off, make some excellent content for you guys to see, and be able to make something that I can watch back and see if I can get it right. You know, so as again, I haven't seen any of this yet. We're going to sit and go for it now. It is all in in real time. I haven't sped anything up, so we'll go through the matches as they are. I don't want to speed them up and kind of like miss any fast turns or anything like that. Again, it's all about the authenticity. So let's go. So PokeGod bows to me, comes in with his Aslash, Shadow Lugia, and the, what is the closer? I'm trying to remember, Jellicent. It's the diabolical Jellicent in the back. You can see the IVs are all on the left hand side, so they're all there. But we go up against the Togedemaru, and Togedemaru here is about to take a Ice Punch. Now personally, I'm going to draw a run because it's super effective, even if we don't have stab. But we do get the shield, so this isn't a bad play so far. The opponent's still staying in. They're very definitely farming up to double what we'd expect is Wild Charge. Let's see what they want to do. So it's either going to be Fell Stinger or Wild Charge. What are they going to throw? I would expect them to throw Wild Charge considering they've used the shield. But they used the Fell Stinger, so they've raised their attack by 1. And we're going to fire off yet another Ice Punch. Now, we took the shield to the other one. Honestly, I think this is a bit cheeky. I don't think you're going to get away with this one, but let's see if they shield. They don't shield. They understand the play. They're thinking, you've done it once, I'm going to do it again. It's probably going to be the Wild Charge. I don't think the Wild Charge one-shots. I think you do still survive. Oh, that's Gyro Ball. Okay, well, that's one shot. Okay, no one saw that coming. Okay, so we've come with the Lugia onto the Togedemaru, and we've actually switched. Now, that's a bad play in my book. I would have stayed in because we know what moves he's got. He doesn't have Wild Charge, so he can't essentially really hurt Lugia. He can't one-shot, but he can't hurt Lugia that much with Gyro Ball and Fell Stinger. Fell Stinger might be super effective as Psychic, but it's not great against Lugia. But we've come out with the jelly, and now what have we found here? I talked a bit much, I missed a couple of turns here and there, but it's still here. It's still here trying to farm us down. So I believe we're going to shield and farm it down ourselves, or are we just going to let it go? Okay, we're just going to let it go, and it doesn't have to Wild Charge, so again, don't need to shield. And that is a big hit. I wasn't expecting Gyro Ball to do so much, but we do get the farm down. So Gyro Ball's quite interesting. You don't get debuff, and it can hit reasonably hard in certain areas. Maybe we'll have a look at that. But we come into a Jellicent and they've got no shield, so there is no point in us waiting. We are going to fire that Shadow Ball. This is kind of perfect. We're going to fire off this Shadow Ball, and is it going to one-shot from here? It doesn't, but that is insane damage. Now, are we going to get the farm down? We're not going to get the farm down. Are we going to commit the shield? We're not going to commit the shield. I don't mind that play. I didn't like the play earlier with the Lugia. I think we should have stayed in, but that's fine because we can just come back out with our Lugia, get the one fast, have a shield advantage at the back, and what have we got left? And what is this? It's a cast form. I had to look, I couldn't quite read it. Cast form, I was like, is that a carving? Is that a cast form? Couldn't quite see. So the cast form here was the rock type. Now we can let one through. We are shadow, so it is going to hurt a little bit more, but they're dead. Doesn't mean anything. GG's to your opponent. Okay, so slight misplay, but we knew what moves the Togedemaru had, but it's done now. That's fine, and we won. So as long as we take that into consideration for going forward, then that's fine. But we understand that we won as well. Perfect. GG's. Well done. Let's see what happens on your next one here. So we come in with the Sand Slash. This is terrible. This is terrible. Has he got Fire Blast? He's probably just going to hurt you quite a lot. Now we can't say, yeah, he's using Fire Spin. So he's got Fire Spin. He's probably got grounded ghost moves. Let's see what he wants to do. We have gone straight into the jelly. Now we're double weak to this in the back, so we have to give one of them. I personally think that's a good play. We take it there. I think that I would have tried to catch the move rather than switching straight in halfway through there, because your opponent can read it quite well. But we've come out with the Haxorus. So now the Haxorus is against the Jellicent. Obviously he's going to Breaking Swipes. Is he going to do anything? He's not. He's going to die. He didn't shield for some reason. I don't really tell you why your opponent didn't shield there, but we do not question that. So we get here, and I think he's counting on just putting 2 shields on the AWAC here. I would have at least fired a move out of my Haxorus there. I don't think that sack was great. We're really not wanting to shield anything. Are we going to get the farm down? Are we going to get the farm down? I think we go down simultaneously if they let you try and farm them down. So fair play, not a bad play at all. This is fine, let the Shadow Bone through. He's now at 0 energy, oh no, he's not at 0 energy, but can we take him out? We can take him out. He's got 2 shields and something. We've got 2 shields and 2 things, and it's a Mamoswine. This is extremely awkward, but we've got the, okay, so we've got, so we've got the Sand Slash in the back. We've brought out, we kind of didn't catch, but I don't think it matters, and that's why I'm giggling. Because I just don't think it matters, and your opponent just no shield do because they know it. They know it, and you can just feel it there. You're like, I don't think they're going to shield to do anything. GG's. No, I couldn't really do much more of a breakdown on that one. I don't know what happened, but you won. So yeah, sometimes you can't. Your opponent, you can't think for your opponent. It just is what it is. You just follow the line and go from there. So we have the it's not a Alolan, is it? No, Unnovan. Yes, for some reason couldn't get it there. Could not remember to save my life. The Unnovan Stunfisk against the Sand Slash here. Now obviously the Mud Bombs are going to be super effective and they're going to have stab. We have had Mud Bomb restructured recently, so this is going to hurt. Let's see what they want to do. Do we want to shield it? I believe we still survive, but let's go. We decide to no shield it, which I still think is a good play. I like this. We take the Mud Bomb and it's over half-life from where we are. So that is a big hit. Are we going to commit the shield or we let it go? We commit the shield. Again, like the play. It's exactly kind of how you do it. You're still going to have to annoy him at this point. You're going to fire another of your ice punches off, but we get caught in a switch. Okay, cool. So we were tapping above. We pretty much did the one. Have we fired at something? I didn't quite see what it was there because I was talking. And it's the muck. We definitely wanted to hit the drill run. And hands down wanted to hit the drill run there. So we got caught in the switch. Didn't want to get caught in the switch. 1 and fire. Try and use that 1 to work out if you can grab the back. We take a Thunder Punch, I'm sure, here, and he does. Trainer goes for the Thunder Punch. It's a low attack, but it is spammy, so we're going to have to start firing off these Surfs. Again, we've got 2 shields to get around. How does he do this? Interesting. He's got Dark Pulse Thunder, so he just walls the jelly. Let's see what we can do. We've got him into the same shield advantage. Are we going to fire before him? We're not. So are we going to commit the shield or are we going to go down? I mean, I think I commit the shield just to get the move off, but I don't know if it's the best play. So let's have a look. We don't survive. Obviously, the last Thunder Punch did about that much damage to us, and we're going to have to do something here. I mean, we've got stab and he's low health. We don't need to start doing super effective, especially not if we've got a shield to get rid of, and it's going to do enough damage, and it does without him shielding. It actually takes him out. So it comes into the Unnovan. Now, we can't farm this down without having to shield. So are we going to shield? We do shield. I like this. And then from shielding, we should, I mean, we'll get the farm down. We still have Lugia in the back. He might have a shield, but we've got energy here. And I want to start seeing a drill run coming off. There we go, perfect. Let's see if we can get 2 drill runs off on it and then go, or maybe drill run straight into Lugia. Because as soon as you come into Lugia, there's nothing he can do. Like, I'd go to Lugia right now. I wouldn't let him farm me down. I wouldn't, but he hasn't been able to farm you down either. Interesting. So I would have switched out straight away, but because I didn't want to get farmed down, and then if somehow Lugia didn't survive in the back, I still have that in the back, but I wasn't going to use that. But fair play. You made that move. That was quite cool. I wouldn't stay in to do that, so I liked that. I like that a lot. That was quite interesting. Yeah, I like seeing what people. Oh, man's got the hyper beam, but it's still not enough. It's just not enough. It can't take you out. He's the last Pokemon. I mean, I think we might even just be farming him down here, and we are. And then we do a proper BM as proper BM for you there. Big time BM. Just farm down when you got the move anyway, because you're a Digger's Bee and you're not going to be able to hyper beam me twice. GG's. Thanks for playing. Okay, Tentacruel. Now, the drill run is super effective, so personally I'd stay in. We have Shadow Claw, so it's Shadow Claw. I was wondering what was going on there. I was like, where's that? Is it ice? No, it's Shadow Claw, right? It's using Shadow Claw, right? We'll go from here. We have fired the bait. I wouldn't be baiting. You've got a non-stab drill run to be firing at him. It's the new move for this Pokemon. This Pokemon kind of thrives because of this matchup that was going to start happening. So obviously Tentacruel got Scald. Tentacruel was kind of cool, but then it started to get a little better. This is insane. Please tell me we haven't just fired ground at a flying type. Why are we not firing the ice? Like, oh, we get the shield as well. That's just, and this is just one of those plays sometimes that hurts my head but still works. Like, GG's. I don't know how you made that work. You made that work. You knew they were going to shield the drill because on the ice, but at the same time you would have saved, I think, 1 to 2 energy there to make it from where you were. So I don't know. Interesting play. I would just gone for the ice, done the switch anyway, and do exactly what you're doing now. So yeah, interesting. I don't believe that was caught on the switch either. So. Hit here, but it doesn't quite take him out. Can we farm him down? We can't farm him down. Do we have a shield to commit? Are we going to? No, we've got close combat, Ancient Power and Brave Bird, I believe. So it's the Ancient Power. Not much to worry about. And he got the boost on there. He got the boost and died. That's kind of irony there. And what comes out? It's back into the Tentacruel, which we can now Shadow Ball, sorry. So we're going to Shadow Ball this down. We're going to see how many this takes. I believe he needs Shadow Ball and a Surf. Yeah, Shadow Ball and Farm. Shadow Ball and Farm, maybe. That Farm is not enough to catch him out there. We were trying to clutch it there. As catch and clutch. I'm trying to say catch and clutch at the same time. You get clutch. So, and he's fired the poison move, which is fine. It's not a problem. We've got the So we went over a move, and then we tried to fire afterwards, and that is what happens when you try and overfarm. So it was a greedy situation. We tried to do that extra move where if we just hit Surf, we would have got one of them off. So no worries, move on from there. Remember that for next time. It's very easy to be greedy as well. Like, I do it a lot. It's something that happens a lot in my play sometimes. If I haven't concentrated slightly or I've forgotten about the lead play, I'll be greedy in the middle and then forget that maybe he's got double energy that he switched out, or, you know, certain situations like can catch you out. So do always watch them. But the Flygon is causing some real damage. I mean, this Flygon is just eating its way, having a little bit of fun. Let's see what they can do. I mean, we're going to farm it down. The Dragon Claws do eventually take him down there. And what do we have in the back? It's the last of the crew. I mean, that match went so long, I forgot it was even the crew lead. That was insane. But these are good wins. Like, although I'm pointing out a couple of bits, these are really good wins. I'm liking how they're ending. You're kind of toppling your opponents here. So we've got no problem. Like, we don't have to worry about the ice. We don't have to worry about the energy ball. We can just keep farming. And ice is actually neutral, and you've got stab. So obviously you don't want to do drill run. So I want to start seeing some ice punches. Maybe ice punch at double. One ice punch when you get to double. That's what I'll be looking at doing. And he switches, and you do the insta on the drill run. I think that's quite cool. And obviously I believe that's a jelly that's coming because of the doubles. He calls it as well, which is very interesting. I don't think that an opponent would normally call that. I think normally they let that through. That was a really good timing. That's the exact kind of timing I'd try and aim for to trick my opponent out. So well played there. I like the timing on the firing there, and you're doing the right moves. No point going for that next shield because he's probably not going to shield. You've got the advantage. I'd start using my advantage regardless of whether he's going to surf me or not. So a lot of them do double surf and then shadow ball, but I still end up taking them out. And his opponent has gone for the shadow ball, so it's extremely good for us. And we've gone for the shadow ball too. I really don't like seeing surf on jelly. It's not. When throwing a surf from jelly on jelly, I mean, like surf on jelly is actually really good. It works in the meta and it holds some good lines. But throwing a surf at a jelly from your jelly is never a good play. Even if you're at shadow ball, the only time you do it really is when he's low enough for him to take you out. And shadow ball is the way forward. You don't let it through. You shield everything. You go from there. We did have shield advantage, so I would have shielded up, and then I would have opened farm so they can catch him up before he finds his next one. Let's see. It would have been 4, I believe. You could have got 4 more energy after shielding. But we take him out with the ice punch here. What we're going to come into the back line. We still have 2 Pokemon and a shield. He just has. Your opponent has 2 Pokemon. Now one of them isn't even that alive anyway. He is still half alive, I suppose. He's going to have to come in here. You are hurt, so this kind of switches it slightly. This gives a Abomasnow a chance to topple. Let's see what a Abomasnow can do. Weather balls, energy ball's going to be worse, so you would go weather ball all the way down. Now we are over farming so that we can get that energy, but we're also firing before our opponent, so that shows that we're doing good energy management. We get the draw off, not very effective. Again, I would be firing the ice, I really would. It's on the neutral and you've got stab. It still makes sense. A bomb stone is part grass, so that is something worth looking at. And it's the Mew, and a Mew, a non-shiny Mew. I haven't seen a non-shiny Mew for a little while. I've been using my shiny Mew. Hit it straight away, that's lovely, and you get the ice punch there. Don't really have to worry about timing because you need to fire. You need to get something off, and I believe this is going to kill it, if not, so close. Okay, it's not as close as I thought. Actually thought that would do a bit more damage. There's nothing that Mew can do to one-shot. There just isn't. We can fire Rock Slide, we can fire Dark Pulse, we can fire Wild Charge, fire Dracula. Like, Dracula isn't even part of the 4 that I was saying that would actually do enough damage to near hurt us. And this is what we want to shield for. We want to shield for one of these weather balls here. We'll let the first one through. Hopefully we can farm him down or fire. One of the 2 is about to happen. If we can farm him down, it's not a problem. And we win. GG's. So I would have saved my shield for the back line, but it looks like it would have been overkill. It didn't matter because the Abomasnow wasn't able to get there. A bit worried about having the Shadow Lugia against the Abomasnow in the back. That's not always a good play. So do want to think about keeping a shield there, saving it in there. If you can finish off Lugia on that last back line anyway. It is what it is. It normally works out. So we've got the chance for superpower in the face. Is Lurantis going to superpower us? Is he going to throw a Leaf Blade? We find out here on C3AS3R Productions. He does, he goes straight superpower, which is, I know, and it's a one-shot. Yeah, every time that is a one-shot. And we've come into our jelly onto here. I don't think this was a good move. I think we needed to come straight into our Lugia. Lugia is the counter, he's a direct counter to grass types. And it's a grass type with Leaf Blade and superpower. So Lugia completely resists everything there. So I'm very interested to see where we're going to go from here and how we're going to use Lugia in the back. I often find if I make a miss switch or I don't realise that I switched the wrong one in, when it comes to the back line, I'll probably lose by 1 HP. I hope that doesn't happen here, but that's normally what happens because what I've done is I've given up the wrong counter so that they could easily topple me in the back, and I've tried to do what I can, just can't get there. The Lurantis is still in front of us. We are so close to farming it down. Are we going to commit the shield? So I'm just going to wait for your play and go from there. And we don't commit the shield and it doesn't take us out, so that is a good play. As you can see, he's got another move and it didn't take you out. There are 2 reasons not to shield. So these are the things you need to look for when deciding when to shield and when not to shield. Although you might be in a really bad position, if you're not going to die and you know your opponent's going to make another move, it's going to hurt. And this is probably one of the worst ideas we've had in GBL history. We're firing Shadow Wall at normal type. Yeah, that's very not effective. But hopefully we do learn from that. We do want to be throwing surfs, please. So we're going to get this surf off and go from there. Let's see how much. As you can see, for less energy you do more damage, and when it says not effective on something like a Munchlax, it kind of means that your fast move is Hex, which is also not effective. So you need to be able to cause some damage to the surf. You cause the damage to the surf, you're going to get somewhere. But you can see body slams can't take you out, and he's using, I believe he's using tackle because he's not using lick. Because if he was using lick, he wouldn't be here right now. So let's see what he wants to do. He does take it to the face, obviously. Now we switch, which is fine. This isn't a problem. He can fire whatever he wants. We can take a body slam, do something else if he wants. It's not going to. It's going to be a body slam. And how much damage? It's 12%. 15, 18 maybe, I don't know. Low, it's low, you know. And we've got, what is that? Why does that look like a Talonflame kind of move? What is this doing? It is Talonflame, there we go, and that's why. So it's Talonflame not on, okay, he's not on Incinerate, basically. And I believe that means we have just farmed that thing all the way down. That's what happens when you mess around with your meta Pokemon. Sometimes you get walled hard in the back. So the reason we were able to easily topple that is because your opponent was a little bit clueless on what to do and stuff like that. But we did give up the bad switch. So GG's all the way. I'm really happy that you found that at the back on that last match, because otherwise it would have been a little bit difficult. So it's really good to have those, and there are so many times we're waiting for our opponents to do something silly so we can just topple off them. So that's kind of how it works. So GG's to every one of your opponents. I hope you've enjoyed playing these sets, because I've enjoyed breaking them down and putting them out to everyone. As always, from me to you, stay frosty out there, and happy yellow hunting, and I'll see you soon.